Okay, let's start processing this anpr data. Now, I don't exactly have a good plan for how this is going to work, but I do know that at regular intervals, I'm going to have to read that anpr data, um, and I'm going to be processing it. So I'm going to use a couple of global variables. So going into this thing here, let's make up a global variable to store a list of anpr. Okay, so I'm going to make up a global variable that's available everywhere. Var anpr. No, this is going to be a VRM list. VRM list equals empty to start with, and that button, that's not going to be called test anymore. That's going to be get anpr. Okay, it's going to call that console log d. Okay, what I want to do is to run through that list and fill up this VRM list with the data I got back. So I'm going to start processing that. Now D should come back as a list, and in Python, we're not in Python, we're in JavaScript. There's a couple of ways of processing a list. And my favorite way at the moment is to say for var. Okay, so this is a reading. Each one of these things represents a reading. This is the number plate system identified a plate, and it records the time. For var of D, for reading of D. So what I can do, for example, is vrm dot push the reading, this thing here, each reading, each item in this list. You can see it's got a number of components. The first one, it's got a VRM in all capitals. It's also got a timestamp, and it's got a direction, and it's got a confidence. So I'm going to add just the VRM component. So I'm going to push reading dot VRM. It's got to be in capital, and that's it. And just to see what happened, I'll do console.log vrm list. That's my first attempt. I know this isn't exactly what I want. Okay, so let's reload and click on that. Oh, I changed the name of it, didn't I? That's called get anpr, so I've got to change the name of it in. Got to change the name of it in my template. Yeah, template index. It's not called test. It is called get anpr. My habit is get anpr. While I'm developing, I put these buttons in explicitly, knowing that I will either take them out or I'll hide them in the final version. Oh, I've got to restart the server. Quick. So run the server. Okay, and reload. And let's take a look at the data. That didn't go so well. Reload. Click on that. I've got the name wrong, haven't I? What's this thing called? Inspect. That's called get anpr, and this is called get apnr. Spelling mistake. The right spelling is ANPR, automatic number plate recognition. Write that out. Try again. Reload. Click on that. Okay. Well, that's not so good. VRM push is not a function. No, it's not. I call it VRM list here, and here I should call it VRM list. So that list, and I'm pushing onto the list. Reload. Try again. Yeah, still not working. VRN list. My spelling is just appalling. VRM list. Well, hang on. Ah, that's the misspelling. Can you see what I'm doing here? I see the error message comes up here. That number was 1 because of the favicon, and then goes up to 2, so I know I've got a problem. And this is on line 16. So I can go to line 16. That tells me where the error is, and I spot the error and I fix it. And then I have to do a hard reload. I'm doing Control F5, and I click again. This is the test cycle. Okay, now a couple of things. You'll notice there are duplicates in here. This number plate shows up twice, and I don't want it to show up twice. So one way to fix that is, instead of having this as a list, I could make this a dictionary. And instead of pushing onto that, what I do is I use this value as the key. Okay, and the data I push in, well, it can be pretty much anything. It could be 1, for example. Okay, and that will mean that I'll have a structure. This thing is a dictionary. This is no longer a list, so I shouldn't really call it a list. I should call it a hash, and call it a hash here. And of course, call it a hash here as well. Okay, so it's a hash or a dictionary, and that should remove the duplicates. Let's write that out and reload. Click on this. Okay, this now hasn't got any duplicates, but it is effectively a list of all the number plates that I've seen. And the data I'm putting in against each number plate is just that. Okay, well, I don't want that. I actually want the reading in there, and that's the reading itself. So change to, this is reading, and reload. So now when I click on that, I'm getting the structure back, but now each number plate has got associated with it a reading. Let's find a real number plate. There's a real number plate. So there's my reading. It's telling me that this VRM came in forward, and that's the time it came in. Okay, there's a few things wrong with this. Firstly, I'm not interested in the reverse event. So if it's a reverse event, I don't care. The other thing is I want the most recent one, and the original list is coming back in reverse order. So it's coming back with the most recent first. So I don't want the reverses in there, and I only want the most recent one. So let's fix those problems one at a time. So firstly, I'll say if, okay, so my test is that reading dot direction has got to equal forward. If it's not forward, I don't care. And we use a triple equals usually in JavaScript. So I'm only taking note of it if it's forward. So you can see here I've got some reverses in there. I shouldn't get them anymore. Okay, and click on that. So now all of these are all forward. There's no reverses. The other thing is because they're coming in the reverse order, I don't want to replace anything. The first time I get it, I don't want to put another one in. So I only want to put in an entry into this if there isn't one already. So if it's forward, and if VRM hash reading VRM equals undefined. That means I'm only getting the most recent reading in there. Okay, so if it's forward and I haven't seen it already, then I'm going to put it in. Okay, reload. Okay, that didn't run at all, so I've got line 15, I've got a missing something. Where's line 15? Okay, I didn't close the square bracket there. Okay, so this is testing to see if I've already seen that, and that's a VRM hash, not VRN hash. So if it's a new reading, then I'm going to add it. If I've already seen it, I won't. Let's reload and click on that, and now it looks the same, but these are all the number plates that I've seen. And that's good. That's good. But I think I want two structures. So this tells me when the vehicle came in, but I also I want to be able to, like as the user types in here, I want to find that number plate. So let's go for a number plate that's in there. If the user types in, for example, DL4HVP. Doesn't look like a good number plate. Never mind. If the user clicks in that, then this vehicle here, I've lost it already. DL4HVP, then this timestamp is the time that that vehicle came in. Okay, and that should help me decide how much to charge. So if I was to click on go, I would want to find that thing. It's always asking for £5, but it should do the calculation based on the time it came in. Why is this saying thank you for paying? Oh, it's because some kind of person has already added to my queue there. I wonder if that's one of your students. Let's have a look. Car park. Okay, that's me. Let me reload. Is there a good way to check what's in the queue? One way to check what's in the queue is to just put a number in, put in that and see what the result is. Response. Whoa! Someone's been paying loads of money in. Okay, I really should have something to clear that queue. That wasn't me. That must be you pesky students are adding to this queue. It's going to take me ages to clear all that stuff out. But let's do it. It's tedious. Someone's been putting in £10 over and over again. I really should put in something to clear the queue automatically. Okay, looks like I've cleared the queue now. Let's put in £1. Good. Okay, that's cleared the queue. Didn't take that long. All right, when I click on go, I don't want it to be automatically £5. I want them to look up that amount and deal with that amount. So when I click on go, I want to look up the time in here. I think that deserves a fresh video. So that thing that I've called view NPR, that's actually load vNPR. Is it? What do I call it? So get ANPR. Yeah, let's change it to get ANPR. So VI templates index, that button that I've got in there, it's not getting it. Let's say get ANPR. Okay. All right, that's some good changes. So we are loading that data in. Let's do a commit, git commit -m. We are loading ANPR data into a dictionary. It's also called a hash. -a and git push. Okay, and that's enough for that video. Next one, we'll see if we can start charging people an appropriate amount.